I would like to welcome you all to the Masvingo Provincial Economic Development Strategy Workshop, which seeks to provide long-term direction to our endeavor to industrialize and modernize our economy through provincial economic hubs. These workshops, in line with integrated development planning, comes at the most appropriate time when we are firmly seized with the rolling out of the National Development Strategy 1, whose objectives, among others, are to increase the contribution of value-added exports from the 9% in 2020 to 20% in 2025, increase food self-sufficiency from the current 45% to 100%, and reduce food insecurity from 20 peak of 59% to less than 10% by 2025. I'm glad to note that the Provincial Development Strategy will be guided by the National Development Strategy 1, which underpins the drive towards achievement of an upper middle income economy by 2030, as envisioned by His Excellency the President Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa. The country is on the path to sustained socio-economic growth driven by a good agriculture season, production and productivity across sectors, and commitment by our political and government leadership. The Transitional Stabilization Program, which has seen Masvingo province being part of the wider national beneficiary base through macro-fiscal stability, laid a strong foundation for this economic growth and transformation trajectory. Electricity and fuels are now available for agriculture, industrial and domestic use. We now have a stable domestic currency and prices are equally stable. Reforms and opening up of the economy are attracting both domestic and foreign investment. National projects like the Bedbridge Masvingo Harare Chirundu Highway and several other projects funded through intergovernmental fiscal transfers are being implemented, and in the processes improving on the ease of doing businesses and people's livelihoods. The new dispensation has brought renewed hope for investors. These potential investors in mining, agriculture, tourism, power generation, manufacturing and other sectors are making numerous inquiries that should be enrolled within the Provincial Economic Development Strategy, as our thrust is that the private sector drives the economic recovery and growth. The devolution agenda empowers us and our communities to grow our GDP by utilizing our human and local natural resources endowments, with our local authorities promoting the open for business mantra, including recommending areas for industrial parks and special economic zones. We have started building on the successes of our businesses and branding conferences we held in the past with stakeholders. Time for talk shows is over. We need action. I do expect you to be guided by our national vision and development plans, streamline into our provincial economic development plan, the devolution agenda, and our comparative advantage in human and natural resources. Give impetus to leapfrog our economy. It's now or never. Action planning like creation a supermarket of bankable projects for potential investors is needed. Low-hanging fruits should be identified and exploited and reflect on our values of commitment, discipline, transparency, unity of purpose, and inclusivity. Our sectors should work as a unity. Building silos works against the spirit and thrust of partnership and collaboration. Consider heritage-based industrialization, and the Great Zimbabwe Monuments should continue to inspire generation as it is a symbol of good governance, architecture, foreign relationships, industry, trade and commerce. Monitor plan performance and reporting and adjust effectiveness and efficiency, and also roll out this planning framework to local authorities as their activities build the provincial economy. My office will continue to play its coordinative and oversight role to ensure achievement of government's vision of a prosperous and empowered upper middle income society by 2030 through this provincial economic development strategy. Our focus will be on low-hanging fruits by ensuring our agriculture, mining, tourism and other sectors produce desired products and services for both local and export markets. We look forward to the finalization of the Tugwi Mkosi Master Plan, as its absence negatively affects potential investments and land use patterns. The construction of Runde Tende Dam through private sector participation that will open more land for irrigation in Mwenezi. The mini hydropower generation at Tugwi Mkosi, Manyuchi and Lake Mtilikwe, and also solar and biogas plants. Rutenga and Masvingo dry ports are also on the cards. Railway network development, the only railway link to the deep sea port in Maputo for the country's coal, chrome and iron ore exports to the world passes through Sango border posts and is therefore a lifeline for our mining companies. The construction of new Masvingo Airport, Upper Mtilikwe Irrigation Scheme, construction of Masvingo Provincial Hospital, urban renewal through residential and commercial infrastructure, development in Masvingo Urban and around Tugwi Mkosi, reopening of Mashawa Mine and Cold Storage Commission. Masvingo Province is one of the provinces identified to produce crops and livestock for food security and self-sufficiency, given its numerous water bodies, vast fertile soils and favorable climate. As part of consolidated plan to implement the Presidential Communal to Commercial Rural Industrialization and Transformation Strategy that empowers communities through irrigation, the following irrigation schemes have been proposed: 2,000 hectares at Buffalo Range irrigation scheme, which works to start this May. Muji Mushandike Canal to be opened for the benefit of more than 3,000 households on both the Chiwi and Masvingo sides of the canal. The Upper Mtilikwe Dam irrigation projects covering area between Mutimurefu Prisons and Bikita Minerals. Mwenezi irrigation scheme that utilizes water from Manyuchi Dam, 1,823 hectares Chilonga Irrigation Extension 1 project, 2,000 hectares Chilonga Irrigation Extension 2, and also 6,000 hectares Chilonga Irrigation Extension 3, with other 6,900 hectares put to community irrigation and grazing. Also 8,000 hectares Banga irrigation for communal schemes. As we implement the National Development Strategy 1, we have district roads priorities which, if constructed, will accelerate our provincial economic development and integration. Ngundu Tanganda, which is 20 kilometers rehabilitation, the Mandama-Weshurugwi to Midlands boundary, Mashawa-Buka Road construction, Chilonga Bridge construction, Chatsworth, Gutu-Kurai, Naromet widening and construction, Gutu-Buera Road construction, Makwineshuro, Zano-Jerera Mkwasini, Nandi Matsange, Chikuku, Makwaza, Rutenga Bolisango Road construction, Rutenga Shawane, Kapota Zimuto, Ngoma Uru Hospital Access Road construction. As we plan for the province, let us be guided also by the following principles: the need for inclusivity in planning, implementation, and evaluation that involves districts and sub-district structures, the need to change our work ethics so as to embrace the letter and spirit of the Second Republic, the need to close the information gap between the policymakers, technocrats, and intended beneficiaries, and also observe the planning and budget cycles for integrated planning. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the journey towards an upper middle income economy by 2030 has started. I wish you fruitful deliberations and creation of a blueprint that will expedite, guide, inspire, and motivate us to grow the economy and create jobs for our people. Thank you very much. That's it.